Hey, welcome everyone. There's the painting I did earlier before I went to band practice. Came out pretty good. Pretty a lot of colors. I'm gonna do a landscape now. This is uh, this is like art paper you can buy at Michael's. This is a really thin one. It comes in a heavier, the heavier stock, but all I have for now, so I'll have to use this. But I'm gonna try and do a landscape here. I'll attempt it on this paper stock here. It's made for mixed media. I'm gonna try and do some things different tonight and use different colors just to mix it up a bit. So I'm going to start with I think I don't want to do colors, so I want it to be a little darker. I'm going to mix some blue and some black and get like bluish gray color. And just kind of fill in my sky here with that. If you can see here, it's really coming out like a bluish gray. I'll show you my palette here in a second. It's just, I got all my colors in like a palette box. So I kind of mix on the palette as I go. So I'm going to do a mountain scene. I'm going to do my mountain in Mars Black. Really black. I'm using a filbert brush here. This is a acrylic filbert brush. It's a number 12. That's about all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to do the clouds last, but let me put a mountain up here. I'm going to do a dark mountain. In black. Kind of looks kind of cool on this gray uh, sky. It's like a mountain range back. I kind of want to keep this dark appearance going, so get that light off of there. The glare is too much. It almost looks like it's lit up back here, doesn't it? Mountain. So down here, I'm just going to come down with color right now, straight down, and pick some cool colors on the way down. I'm going to mix some yellow, ochre, and blue. And you can see I'm kind of getting like a greenish blue color coming down. Keeping it on the dark side. No bright colors. Just a little yellow ochre and the yellow and the blue. And you get this kind of greenish bluish color here. With a little bit of white. Mix yellow ochre and burnt umber with a little bit of black, and get a really dark color for down here. Thinking maybe I'll put a little water here. Put some kind of pond bottom. So I'm going back to my blue and white. I haven't rinsed my brush. I'm letting the paint mix on my brush. And all these colors are kind of combining together to get this undertone. Go. Got some a little pond down here. It's going to be water. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to grab a little white on my brush now. Clean it, because it's full of dark colors now. And I'm going to try and make some fog around the bottom of the mountain. I might do that after I put some color up on the mountain. Let me do that first. So today I'm going to use a brush on the whole paint. I'm not going to use a knife. I'm going to put brush strokes in on the whole paint. It'll look pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to use white, titanium white, to put some highlights on this mountain. Believe it or not, this white will end up soaking into that black, and it's going to end up getting a little bit darker than what it looks like right now. And I'm going to work the brush kind of like it was a knife, like this. Just put some strokes in here. Very cool. I kind of like that. So I'm going to use blue on this side. The blue color with a little bit of black in it. You can see that. It looks kind of cool there. Really cool color. Really like a dark blue. Zoom this in for you. Look how cool that looks. I just mixed some blue with white and added a little black to it. And look at that color. I'm holding my brush as though it was a knife, and because when you do knife work, it really looks a little different than a brush. So I'm trying to lay this on as though as if this was a no, okay? I really like that. I grab my larger brush and I'm going to put some white on it, just a little bit of white. It's a little bit of green in there, that's all right. And I'm going to kind of blend it in here at the bottom of the base of the mountain, just below at the bottom. And we're going to kind of lightly blend that into the paint, the dark. And we're going to try and make it look like, there we go. Look how cool that looks. That's awesome. So I am going to use a fan brush, but I'm going to use it very loosely to put my trim. It's an old oil brush. It's good for making trees, and this is a number 2. It's good for making trees and bushes. Since this is going to be a dark picture, I'm going to put some black in my sap green. There's a lot of different companies that make sap green. Okay, you know that. And some are lighter than others. Some are already dark. So I had to darken this sap. Let me show you my palette. Here's the sap green. It's Winsor Newton. It's not really dark. Here's a darker sap green up here that was by Utrex. So I just darkened it up by adding some black in it. Because I don't want any light colors in this painting. Except for highlighting. That's it. So what I think I'll probably end up doing, I'm going to put a hill over here and maybe a distant hill there. So what I'm going to do is pop a tree in real quick here. This first tree that I put in, it's going to help me design the rest of the painting. It's going to show me, you know, where my depth is going to be on how to make the sizes on the rest of the trees and stuff. So I'm just going to put a quick tree in here. Just a simple evergreen tree there. It's going to kind of set the tone for the landscape now. It almost looks like this is going to be like a plateau here, looking down into the valley is what it looks like to me. There's some water right here. Welcome channel. If you're a new subscriber, I want to welcome you. I do a lot of landscapes. I do flowers. I do a lot of different things. So Blessed, how you doing? Aubrey, thank you. Thank you for liking my stuff. I paint from my mind, so I'm not following any pictures or anything. And I'm trying to give people some inspiration if you've never painted. I think you could do this. I'm try and do this in the easiest way here. So I kind of see some hills back here. What I'm going to do, think of what brush to use there. I'll use a filbert brush. I'm just going to put in some shadows back there with some dark color. I see like a hill here, so I'm kind of following what I see here in the picture. And maybe we'll make some like plateaus and stuff out there. Yeah, that looks cool. I'm trying to make a dark pic. I want it too bright. I'll add some highlights to these trees, but that's about it. We'll put like a little hill over here coming down. There we go. This looks really cool. I like the colors that I got going on back here. It's like blue. Very nice. Let me do something around my water real quick so you can see that this is going to end up being like a little. So what I'm going to do is just put some shrubs in here real quick around the water. Just some grass for now. Put some tall grass here. This will be a pond. You can kind of see it now. If you can, just now, you'll have to go back and see how quickly I put this color up. It didn't take that long. Put down the my undercoat first. It was, and I had no idea what I would do. I just kind of put it up there on the fly. And there we go. We got a nice little pond right there. Doesn't that look cool? Let's do some clouds since I got my fan brush out. We'll do some cool clouds here. I'm going to put some small clouds down here around the bottom of the mountain here. Wow, I really like that contrast on there with that dark sky like that. That looks amazing. Wow. I do my clouds, I got like 20 different ways I do clouds. This is the easiest way if you're just starting out with acrylic using a fan brush. Just kind of follow what I just did there. It's really simple. But look how cool those clouds look. Isn't that amazing? I can kind of explain it. I'm just touching the brush on this, and then what I'm doing is actually pulling some of the bottom to make it look like it's blowing. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Run a big cloud right here in the middle. Like there's a big cloud just sitting here on its own, and just pull the bottom to the right, just like that. See that? That's how easy these clouds are. I'll put some shading in there in a little bit. We'll run a big cloud up here on top. I really like that already. It's looking good. Looking really good. You could tell this brush is old because it's not giving me a nice round top on my cloud. So I'll probably have to come with the filbert brush and kind of fill in the top part a little bit, a little better so it doesn't look so rough, but maybe I'll pull up on it, see what's. Alright, so I'm going to try and get some layering going on. Start a cloud here and kind of try and layer it on top of that big one, so maybe it looks like there's clouds that are of each other. When you do your clouds, it's good to take it to the edge, okay? Take your clouds to the edge of the paper so you just don't have dots in the middle of your canvas. So take your clouds all the way to the edge or to the top. Now these are just basic white clouds, but you can see the way I drug the bottom out, and some of the gray is showing through, so it gives the cloud almost like it has two colors. It's a pretty cool trick. And then a lot of this white, it's going to soak into that dark color, so they will change a little bit. Notice how bright they are right now, and maybe in about 10 minutes they won't be as bright. So I might have to come back and hit them again with white. Just like the mountain here. See how it's getting dark already on the top here? This one's staying white. I put that mountain in with black first, and then I put color on top of it. I'm going to do a little bit of detail work on my mountain here. I'll show you how you can add different things in there. I'm just going to use a light grayish color. It's got a little blue in it. And right underneath here where this white is here, I'm going to try and darken underneath just that white part there. Underneath this white, and try and maybe flip here. Just little brush strokes, pull it down. See how it added a little bit to that mountain? And that all over the mountain as much as as you want to put into it. Like here would be a good spot to put that in between these two white areas and make some kind of a cliff right in there. And darken this section up here. It gives the mount a little bit more detail. That looks cool right there. All right. That looks cool enough. Very good. So I like this tree here. I think I want to put another one right behind it there. Just to fill that section in right there. And I think I'm going to put another tree right next to it, kind of on an angle here. Like a small, just poking out. There we go. The more trees, the better. I'm going to put some small ones in here. I think the more trees you put in your painting, the better they'll sell. Landscapes, there's still a big seller out there. But you got to have a lot in them for them to people to have interest in it. It's looking good. Looking really cool. I want this to look like this is a valley going down there in the valley there. It's pretty fun. After this, I'm going to do a vase with some flowers. If you've seen my channel before, you know what I'm talking about. Just running some kind of trail. from way up the mountains. Just using the tip of my knife with a little bit of paint on it. And it really works nice. This is just titanium white. There we go. Look cool. That looks awesome. Looks really cool. I think I'm gonna have trees up on top of that hill way in the back there. I can find the fan brush. So I think I want some trees on top of this hill here. Actually, right in here I want some trees. Wish I had a smaller fan brush, but I'll just stamp them in and then pull the tops up a little to make them look like trees. Very cool. There we go. That's better. I'll just leave that as a hill there. I like doing those type of trees because they're the easiest trees to make, and that way the video doesn't take too long. But they're really cool to make. This is a dark scene, so I'm just going to leave them dark. I'll put a little highlight on these trees here, though. Probably like a light green, maybe, just to add a little bit of color to the painting, because there's no color in it at all right now. It's all blue, gray, a little bit of dark green in here, brown, and a dark blue down here. Although there's not much color in it, I kind of like it. Really cool looking. Catherine, how you doing? I do use oil paint. This is acrylic though. I'm trying to master the acrylic to make it look like oil. This Saturday I'll be going outside. I got my outside, and I'm gonna get ready to do a couple lives on Saturday. I'm off, and I'll be showing how I do my landscapes in oil. But this it's a little different technique, of course, but it looks pretty cool. After this, get like a little snack, and then going to I'll probably do if you haven't seen me do my vase and flowers, you should check it out. These are pretty cool the way I do them. I'm gonna do one after I do this painting. This is coming out pretty. I think I'm gonna put a few more bushes down in here. Kind of like a big bush here. Then I highlight it. Let me highlight these trees for you real quick. Now, since this is a dark painting, what I like to do is just put a little white on my fan and add it into the same color that I used for that. The same color, and just add that white to it. And you'll get like a grayish green color. Okay, and I'm just going to highlight these trees a little bit, really soft touches on them. Okay, small to make them look like branches. Okay, just on the right side. Just enough to, give the tree some depth. Now it looks like it has some branches. I'm doing this a dark painting on purpose, so I might add some color at the end, maybe on this bush and on these bushes around the water. Just add some color right down in here. Hey, all right, Alec, tapping in. Yeah, I've been busy too, man. All right. If you gotta go, that's fine. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Make these bushes maybe a little bigger. There we go. So I got a big bush there now. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to highlight all these bushes now because, I mean, they just black, right? So we want to put some color on them to give them some sense that they have twigs in there and stuff. So I'm going to use a greenish blue color, almost like what you see out here, green and blue. So I'm going to mix green and blue together. I'm going to add some white to it. There we go. I'm going to use a fan brush to highlight these bushes. So this is just a color. So let me start on the small one here. So I'm going to layer these bushes now. Pretty cool. I'll add some more. I'll probably add some more color to them. Very nice. So while it's wet, I'm going to get a little white on my brush, a little bit of white, and hit some of the bushes with a little bit of white, maybe just around the water. I don't want to overdo it with the white. You only need it on a few bushes. Don't do them all. And maybe one spot of white here. There we go. That looks good. Now I might try some yellow now. I'm really digging this one. I'm glad I did. I'm gonna grab my brush now, and you kind of see I already got some shadow underneath these bushes. So now I'm going to try and add some light just underneath the shadow. This is in the water here. That's in the water. Do 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 do. I kind of like it. I think I should put the moon up here somewhere. Alright guys, I think I'm done with this one. I'm going to do a vase and flowers next. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you subscribing. I really appreciate it. My goal is to get to 1,000,000 subscribers. I don't know if that's possible day and age. If it takes 10 years, that would be cool. I like to put some birds out there. There we go, guys. I don't know how many people were watching because it only shows like there's one person in here. I'm sure people will watch the replay, I think. There you go. Nice landscape, a nice dark landscape. It doesn't look like the colors in the tube. I mixed the colors really good. Came out good. Put a few functions on this. That there's a sketch of it. That's document meter. Dream. I'm dreaming. Alright guys, there's the dance lights. I'm done. I'm going to go get a soda. I'll be back with a new live in about 10 minutes. I'm going to do something totally different, but thanks for watching. I like the way the pond came up. This is water down here. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes, and I appreciate all the subscribers, and we'll see you in a little bit. Come back. I'm going to do some flowers, some cool flowers. All right. Cheers.